Pattern recognition method of English distance online education based on big data algorithm from Xiao-xiao and DUAN. Keywords: big data algorithm, English distance online education, pattern recognition, random forest algorithm. Abstract: in order to extract the features of English distance network education pattern, traditional pattern recognition methods of English distance network education result in no accuracy and large standard deviation of education pattern recognition. This paper proposes a pattern recognition method of English distance network education based on big data algorithm. Using big data technology, the Digital English Distance Teaching Resource Database is established to avoid the duplication of acquired resources. The random forest algorithm of pattern big data is introduced. The single classifier of decision tree is used to distinguish characteristic data. The number of decision trees in the forest is adjusted, and the self-construction process of random forest algorithm is optimized. In the process of pattern recognition, feature-level state fusion and support vector machine are used to complete pattern recognition of English distance online education. The experimental results show that compared with the traditional algorithm, the standard deviation of the proposed algorithm is smaller, which can effectively improve the recognition accuracy. Introduction. With the development of network technology, distance education system has gradually become a research hotspot. The purpose of distance education system is to achieve personalized, individualized, and efficient teaching mode, which is a kind of broadening and extension of traditional teaching mode. The distance education system breaks through the limitation of time, region, and resource sharing for knowledge seekers. However, most researchers focus on how to design personalized learning resources, provide navigation mechanism, diagnose learners' knowledge and skills, and develop effective learning programs. All education modes are based on the interaction between learners and distance education system, and the data reflected in the system for reasoning and judgment. If learners have correct learning attitude and pretension in the learning process, then this data can fully reflect the education mode of distance network, and the education mode recognition results obtained by the learning system based on this data and results are also true and reliable. If the attention is not focused, the result will have a certain deviation. However, the traditional pattern recognition method of English distance online education ignores the judgment of attention, which leads to no recognition accuracy. Therefore, this paper proposes a pattern recognition method of English distance online education based on big data algorithm. Using big data technology, this paper constructs the digital English distance teaching resource base, introduces the random forest algorithm of big data model, uses the single classifier of the decision tree to distinguish the characteristic data, adjusts the number of decision trees in the forest, and optimizes the self-construction process of the random forest algorithm. In the process of pattern recognition, the feature-level state fusion and the support vector machines are used to realize the pattern recognition of English distance online education. Establish digital English distance teaching resource database. Big data technology can accurately capture business English reading resources on the Internet and provide more diverse and comprehensive teaching resources for digital business English reading teaching. Therefore, this paper will use big data technology to establish digital English reading teaching resource database. Using web crawler technology, according to the keywords of balanced English teaching, using Brett's first traversal strategy to crawl resources from the internet. After crawling, there are many kinds of resources and a large number of resources, and most of them will spread in multiple channels, resulting in the duplication of resources. Therefore, the collected teaching resources need to be processed. Extract metadata from resources for processing. Input the metadata of resources in the storage database, and process the resources according to the metadata. Audit whether the collection resources meet the collection requirements, whether the collection resources are duplicated, and whether the collection resources are missing. Using web resources filtering technology, the resources that do not match the keywords in the collected data are filtered, and the resources that do not match will be deleted directly. For the initial judgment of duplicated teaching resources, identify the resource information in the metadata and calculate the similarity according to the following formula. Introduction of the random forest algorithm of big data model. Random forest is a compilation classifier of multiple decision trees, which can play a better performance and recollection effect in the resource classification of English distance online education. The classifier provides some features on the decision tree, which is the basis of the decision system. The decision tree algorithm mainly produces rules by training classifiers. It is expected that the algorithm can realize a simple data cleaning process in the actual working process of the system, and classify the data sets with different location categories to further realize data mining. Determining the split attributes is a key step of constructing decision tree. Information gain should be taken as a measure in the process of attribute selection. The algorithm selects the attribute with the largest information gain after splitting to complete the main tree splitting. Extract the characteristics of English distance network education mode. In the process of pattern recognition, some big data information needs to be fused. Data level fusion is usually used for multi-source pattern composition, pattern analysis, and understanding. In the process of pattern acquisition, multi-source pattern composition is a same period of education mode acquired by different sensors, which has the characteristics of registration, resampling, and synthesis. After that, the technology of education pattern recognition results is obtained. Simultaneous interpreting the limitations and differences of single sensor education mode in resources, modes, and spatial resolution, and improving the recollection accuracy. In the aspect of pattern analysis and understanding, it mainly studies how to deduce the three-dimensional mode of the observed scene by using the output of a high-resolution scanning collector. The fusion technology of data layer includes classical detection and estimation methods. Target state fusion is mainly used in the field of multi-sensor target tracking. Many methods in the field of target tracking can be modified to multi-sensor target tracking. The content of target state information fusion in future layer is as Figure 2. This is Figure 2, feature layer state fusion. Pattern recognition module is the core and the most important part of the system. The quality of this part directly affects whether the attention analysis module can be realized, and also directly affects affects the function of the system. This paper analyzes the characteristics and contents of English distance teaching mode and understands the guidance of POA theory system. Constructs digital English teaching mode by mixing flipped classroom teaching mode. The teaching mode of digital English course constructed in this paper is as Figure 3. In terms of teaching content, we should flexibly select the real corpus, take the interests as a guidance, select new materials with certain gradients, pay attention to the explicit and implicit embodiment of Western culture in English distance education, and update the content module of English. In the pre-class preparation stage, when teachers record English reading online courses, they should classify them reasonably according to the specific content of English reading courses, and each category is a unit. In each unit, it can be divided into 3 to 4 sections according to the theme, and each section records 8 to 10 minutes of relevant videos, text, questions and answers, and so on. In the stage of internalization and absorption of classroom knowledge, we need to adopt task-driven teaching method to teach the classroom content, improve students' English reading comprehension ability, and the ability to solve the problems they may encounter in this career. After the end of classroom teaching, the teacher counts the students' reading course summary and other information, summarizes the knowledge points and abilities the students should improve, and puts forward corresponding suggestions so that the students can review in time. In all teaching practice, it is advocated to take the students as a center. Based on the big data platform of classroom teaching, teachers and students are not only the sender and receiver of information, but also the disseminator of information. Teachers can obtain the first-hand teaching data through the teaching platform, which is not only conducive to students' preview before class, review after class, and be familiar with the key and difficult points in each teaching link, but also conducive to teachers' overall grasp of teaching materials and students, so as to achieve targeted, individualized teaching and enhance the interest and intelligence of classroom teaching. Conclusion. Pattern recognition technology has been developed rapidly in recent years. At the same time, pattern recognition technology is also a subject with scientific research and application prospects. With the efforts of researchers, pattern recognition technology has been applied in many industries. This paper analyzes the common problems of distance education system and propose a pattern recognition method of English distance education based on big data algorithm. That is to say, pattern recognition technology is applied to process the learner's head image captured by the camera to identify the degree of eye deviation in the learner's head image. Fuzzy set and probability theory are used to analyze the learner's attention and give necessary tips. To a certain extent, the system makes up for the shortcomings of existing distance teaching system. The image processing technology such as Gaussian, smoothing, and binary is used to pre-process, which reduces the standard deviation of pattern recognition. The recognition of education pattern is finished by using Susan operator algorithm and fuzzy set theory, so as to improve the recognition accuracy. That's all. Thank you.